Hi, we're live. Welcome for this episode, and I have not been live for a while because I was very busy. But my name is Ronnie Calmera, and today I want to talk to you about wealth creation. Because next week, Friday the 22nd at 10 o'clock AST or EST, we are organizing a workshop masterclass about wealth creation. So if you want to create wealth, if you want to build wealth, if you are concerned about inflation, about how inflation is going to attack your savings, about what is happening in the world, if you are not able to get a mortgage, pay off your mortgage, if you are struggling with your job to have more income, if you don't understand what is happening in the world with the money printing, then this episode is for you, because I will be talking to you about wealth creation. And today, as I am from Curacao, the island of Curacao, I'm going to show you about wealth creation on Curacao. What is the status of wealth creation on Curacao? This is just a case. You might be living on any island in the Caribbean, but the case of Curacao is showing you how the country of Curacao did in 2023 and what are the forecast. Where is it going in 2024? So I'm going to give you an overview about the economy, and we're going to talk about wealth for Curacao. But if you are living on any island in the Caribbean, maybe in the world, this is relevant for you. Why is this relevant for you? Because like the island of Curacao, your island is also experiencing the same things that we are going to talk about today. I prepared this report for you, and if you stay with me, I'm going to show you how you can get this report. But let's start right away, going to the next screen, because I want to show you about the masterclass. The masterclass, Create Your Wealth in 2024. There you see the link. The link is bit.ly/masterclass-wealth 2024. And if you click on that link, just open a Chrome browser and insert that in. Then you will go to the webinar. You will go to the webinar, the masterclass, and you can sign up. It's a simple process. The second thing you can do is also pick up your phone, your iPhone, your phone, and scan this QR code, and you will go to that masterclass. Now, the masterclass is Friday, 22 of December, before Christmas. You're going to learn about how to create your wealth in 2024. The masterclass is going to be 10 a.m. AST or EST. And the masterclass is only $19. Only $19. Now, this is on my website for $197, but I'm going to give you a very, very huge discount. And why am I going to give you that? Because you are part of the Island Wealth channel, and I'm going to share this link with a lot of people next week. But because you are part of the Island Wealth channel, I'm going to give you this opportunity first to get this masterclass. Remember, it is $197 US dollars normally, and I'm going to offer it $19 only. There are only limited amount of numbers, so the seats are going to get out very, very fast. So let's start with today. I'm going to talk about Curacao, but just as I'm talking about Curacao, you will also see the same thing happening on your island. Now let me move to you to show you what this is about. Now there is a report on Curacao. There is a report, and this report is at the central bank. And in this report of the central bank, we see this first picture. What do you see here? You see a graph, and you see GDP. GDP is gross domestic product. It's the total income, the total, let's say the total salary, the rent, and the total profits that the whole economy of Curacao has been receiving. Now, what do you see here? What does this has to do with wealth? You see that the GDP grew with 4.1% in 2023, and it is expected to grow with 4.4%. So the GDP, the economy is going to be the same in 2024, the forecast, as in 2023. But look at the future. So the Central Bank of Curacao and St. Martin is expecting the economy to slow down 1.7% in 2023. And look at the hit in 2020. In 2020, it was minus 18%, 90%. So this is due to the COVID. Now let me break it down to you. What does it mean for your health? If you are in this economy of Curacao, or small economy like this, then you see that in COVID, your wealth got destroyed. If you were working in tourism, your wealth would have been destroyed because you would not have generated any income. Maybe you lost your job if you're working in tourism. Maybe if you're working in the government as a high-paid professional, then you are safe. But still, the economy was slower in 2020. In 2024, the economy is not going to grow a lot. In 2022, the economy grew a lot, 8%. But since 2020, the economy, the huge hit in 2020, the economy went down, and that didn't, we didn't grow beyond that. You see, the economy is slowing down, so that doesn't look good for the wealth of Curacao. Now, you see that most of Curaçao's wealth creation in 2022 was due to tourism, because you see the gray area there, the gray area on the graph, that is actually export minus import. That is export meaning tourism minus import, what we are importing. Now let's move to the next important graph for your wealth. Now, if you're living on Curacao, on an island like Curacao, but we can do this for all other islands in the Caribbean also, you see that the current budget balance is the balance of the government. That means that the government has expenditures and revenues, and you see here that the current budget, the government has a surplus between 0.8% and 3% of the national income. Now, is that high or is that low? You see, these are low budget surpluses. That means that the government doesn't have a lot of money to pay for social benefits, for investing in the economy, because the government just has a small surplus. The revenues minus the expenditures is just a slight amount of money. What does it mean for your wealth? The government doesn't have a lot of money to pay for if a hurricane comes to your island. If there are infrastructure, like investing in the roads, if there are any challenges with your health, Your health is also very important for your wealth, of course. So this government has only the slightest surplus, and it looks like in 2027 it's going to be better, 3%. But imagine the government earning $1,000. 3% is only $30. So this government has $30 of a surplus. For a whole economy of $1,000, the government only has $30 of a surplus. That doesn't seem to be very, very high, right? Now, to the right, you see the debt as a GDP, the debt as a part of the economy. So if you take the whole debt of Curacao, you divide it by the whole economy, the growth of the economy, you see it was about 90% in 2020 due to the COVID, and now it is forecasted to go to about 63% in 2027. What does this mean for your wealth? This means that the government still has a huge debt. Normally, this should be 60% or below 60%. So the government of Curacao still has a debt that is higher than the normal target. This means that this government, what does it mean for your wealth? This government, if there is any problem, the government will increase taxes to solve the debt problem. You see? If this debt means that it is negative for your future wealth, because if you're building wealth, imagine you're buying a villa, or you're having savings, or you're having any stocks, or you're having a business, or you have a salary, you're a high-paid professional. This debt is actually needs to be financed. And the only way the government can finance is by cutting the expenditures or by increasing the taxes. So we are looking at the debt of the governments, and we are saying if the debt as a percentage of GDP is high, that means that there is a bigger chance that the government is going to increase taxes. The governments, they don't want to decrease their expenditures. How they solve the debt is mostly by increasing taxes. So this debt, we have to watch this debt. If you're living on Curacao, or if you are living on an island like this, that means that the government can increase taxes. What kind of taxes? Increase wage tax, increase profit tax, increase maybe taxes on your property tax. That's why we're looking at this indicator. You see, looking at these indicators can be important to show, to take into account what is going to happen with your debt. Now let's make an applause of this for this government, that this debt is going lower. You see? We took an applause. That's great. Maybe you heard it. So let's move to the next part. The next part, and why is this important for your debt, is this indicator. We're looking at the current account balance. What is the current account balance? That's the export minus the import. In small island economies, the economies, we export. Most of the time it is tourism. And on the other hand side, we import a lot. Everything you see around you, the cars, the chairs, sometimes the bricks, sometimes the computers, the iPhones, everything is imported. So on Caribbean islands, we need to have dollars to import all those things. and we earn our dollars by mostly tourism. There are also other services. Maybe Trinidad and Tobago is exporting oil. Guyana is exporting oil. Other islands are exporting tourism services. Now, in this graph, you see on below the blue line, you see the exports minus the imports as a percentage of the economy, of GDP. GDP stands for gross domestic product. You see for Curacao, in 2020, that has been above 25%. Above 25% negative. And in 2024, it's going to be minus 12.1%. Now, what is the target? The target is this should be minus 5. So Curacao has a much higher current account deficit than normally. You see that in 2027, this is going to be lower to minus 8.7 because the economy is going to grow a little bit, but it is still high. Now, what does this mean? On the top side, the other side of the x-axis, you see how this is financed. This is financed by external finance. It can be loan. In the case of Curacao, it can be loans from the Netherlands. It can be loans on the capital market. It can be foreign direct investments, people investing. Because on the one side, you have a deficit because exports minus imports is negative in this case. Because we are importing so much oil, we are importing so much food. And whenever the price goes up, whenever the food price goes up, the imports become very, very more expensive. So this way, part of this is financing. This way, we need to check this gap. Now, if this cannot be financed, then you will see the foreign reserve stocks, the number of dollars in your economy can decrease. Let's look at another graph. So there is a relationship between the current account, which is how we trade with the world. It can be any island, Turks and Caicos, St. Lucia, Dominica, Grenada, Barbuda and Antigua. It can be Jamaica. This is the same for all these islands. Here we see the import coverage. Import coverage, this is the number of months that we have dollars at a central bank. What does this mean? If you see a blue line of 3 months, that's the minimum number of months that you need. Normally for small islands, it needs to be 6 months. What does it mean? It means that if there is a hurricane or if there is a slowdown in tourism, in cruise tourism, in stayover tourism, maybe during COVID, that was the case, then we have only at least 3 months of dollars and euros so that we can import. That's why that level is very important. Internationally, we have that level of 3 months. And for small island, it's actually 6 months. So whenever there is a deficit, in the previous graph we saw that, whenever there's a deficit on the current account, so we have more imports than exports, more dollars going out than dollars getting in, then this import coverage can decrease. Now in the case of Curacao, you see that in 2020, this was about 7 months, and then it's going towards the 3 months. What does this mean for your wealth? Imagine Argentina. In Argentina, they don't have enough dollars compared to their pesos. And because they don't have enough dollars, maybe they have smaller than 3 months of dollars, that's why their prices are sky high. Their pesos is less worthy. So Curacao right now has peg towards the dollar. $1 is 178 Antillean guilders. In the case of all those islands in the Eastern Caribbean, $1 is 2.7 Eastern Caribbean currency. In Jamaica, it's more about $1 is 100 Jamaican dollars. So you see all those small islands, you are earning in the national money. That's why you need to focus to this indicator, because if it drops below 3 months, then what's going to happen is your currency is going to be less worthy. $1 might be 278, or $1 might be 2.7, but for the Eastern Caribbean, for instance, it can be, what will happen if $1 is 5 Eastern Caribbean dollars? What will happen in Curacao if $1 instead of being 178, it becomes 5 guilders? You see, that's why we're looking at this indicator, because your wealth, this indicator is related to your wealth. So what you see here is that these general macroeconomic indicators, you have to follow them as a professional earning a wage. If you are a business owner, you have to follow these indicators, because these indicators can influence your wealth. In the case of Argentina, for instance, when this dropped, what you see is that $1 became a lot of more pesos. That means that nobody can buy any imports anymore. You cannot buy a car. You cannot import food if you are not producing it. You cannot import a computer. You cannot, because your money is worthless, or your money has become less valuable. That's why we're following this. So you need to know about these indicators. We just talked about the government. We just talked about trading with the other countries, the current account. And you need to follow these indicators. Now let me continue giving you a summary. So this is the indicators of Curacao. And you see, we can do these indicators for all islands in the Caribbean. And that's exactly what I'm going to do next week. Next week, we're going to talk about wealth, and we're going to talk about the 12 islands in the Caribbean. Maybe 11 islands in the Caribbean. All the 8 Eastern Caribbean islands, and then also Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, and Curacao. If you're living on one of those islands, please check this masterclass. Check this masterclass. bit.ly/masterclass-wealth 2024, or scan this code right now. And when you scan this code, you're going to get 3 steps. The first step is you're going to go to a place where you say, hey, will you register? Then you click on there, and you're going to go to fill in your credit card details for only $19. It is safe. It is on a website. And then after you inserted your credit card details and you bought that masterclass for $19 only, and normally this masterclass is $197, but I'm offering it right now for $19 only. Then you go to the 3rd step. Don't forget this 3rd step, and the 3rd step will let you enter your name and your email. So you have to enter your name and your email twice. One, when you are entering your billing information. Then you press, you go to the cart, and then once you go to the cart, you buy this masterclass, you invest in this masterclass, and after you invest, you will be going back to the webinar registering page, and then you are allowed to enter your name and your email again so that we can send you all the details of the webinar. And you are also allowed to enter your telephone number. So in 3 steps, click on this, go to that website, click through it, enter your details, your credit card details, $19, and then the 3rd step is entering your email and your name and your telephone number so that we can contact you, and you will be notified when this webinar is there. So the webinar is 22 of December. And why do I give you this webinar on 22 of December? Because you have to be prepared for the new year in 2024. And remember, this is very important because in the workshop you will see the most important thing. What will you see in the workshop? Now let me end by going this. So what will you see in the workshop? We will be talking about what is happening in the world and how that impacts your wealth. Just like we saw one of those indicators, we will be talking about United States printing money. We will be talking about the situation in China, in Europe. How does this impact the Caribbean islands? The second thing is we will be talking about what are investment opportunities. Where can you invest in? Even if you're starting right now and you invest in yourself, because investing in this workshop, only $19, will be an investment in yourself. So even if you don't have any savings, you don't have anything, invest in yourself, and then you will see how to create wealth. The second thing is we will be talking about different investment opportunities, starting small till, for instance, $100, $500, $1,000, and then upwards than $1,000. What are your options? What can you do? So that's the second thing. The first thing is the global situation and your island situation. The second thing is what are investment opportunities. And the third thing is we're going to talk about your wealth plan. What is your wealth plan for 2024? How can you create wealth? So if you are a professional, if you have your small business, if you are working freelance, if you are a consultant, if you are living in the Caribbean, one of those islands, 8 islands of the Eastern Caribbean, Curacao, Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, Grenada, Anguilla, Barbados, St. Vincent, Barbados not, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, Montserrat, Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, and Curacao, then this masterclass is for you. Why these islands? Because I have all the economic data for these islands. So it will be massive. I don't know when I'm going to organize this workshop ever again. So I invite you to join this masterclass. Now I'm going to end my screen. Even if you are not interested in this masterclass, I invite you to join my community. So to join the community, you go to www.bit.ly/island wealth. and you will come on in a form, and you will fill in your name and your email and your island or your country, and then you will join our community for free and receive Island Wealth building tips beyond Island Wealth channel. So I'm on this channel, I'm going to give you a lot of information, but beyond this information, I also give you more and more details about how to create wealth on an island. So this is episode. I have a new mic on. You see that? Tell me below how did you find it? I'm going online anyway. I'm improving my videos. I'm improving my experience. I'm improving this channel for you. Tell me what questions you have. Tell me if you are going to join me next week. Please share this episode with anybody you know in all those 11 islands in the Caribbean, and let's build wealth. Let's create island wealth in 2024. And next week, we're going to be doing that great workshop, that great masterclass. It's going to be around 2 hours, but maybe I can give you some extra information about how to build wealth. I built wealth myself. I'm building wealth continuously. We are investing in stocks, we are investing in real estate, we are investing in Bitcoin. Next week, we will dive more into those opportunities. So let's join the Island Wealth channel. Let's join the community, and let me know any questions you have. And remember, those seats are going away very, very fast. So you now have the information. Just for this weekend, you can go in and grab your $90 seat. It is an investment. It is lower than actually a Big Mac or a hamburger. And you spend $90 like this, and those $90 can be $90 invested in your mind, invested in your wealth, in your family. That's why I'm doing it for $90. It is not because the value is $19. I told you the value is at least $197. The price is going to go back to $197 right away after next week. And maybe I'm going to take that webinar and that masterclass off completely, because I have other people in my community that invest at much higher. Yeah. If you want to talk to me, if you want to work with me, that $197 is maybe only a call. It's only a call of 25 minutes. But for $90, I'm going to give you the best I have about wealth before the 2024 starts. Okay? So share this thing, but before you share it, make sure you grab your seat for $19 and let's start creating wealth. Let's start building wealth. Okay, so those $90 will be very, very well invested. Okay, I'm going out. 35 minutes. That's it. Have a nice weekend. Grab that seat. $90. Make sure you sit at the start, at the first start. Make sure you bring your paper, pen and paper, and make sure you bring an open mind to that masterclass. So again, make sure you get it. Make sure you get that program, and that's it for today. Finish.